Hey you all, welcome back to my channel. This is my Cook With Me HelloFresh challenge.
Honestly, I'm trying to stay focused.
Alright, so this is my very first time using HelloFresh. So you can see they give these cool little menu cards or recipe cards. And I am making the Hall of Fame beef bulgogi meatballs with roasted carrots, ginger rice, and sriracha cream. So first, I'm just taking out all of my ingredients and placing the vegetables into the bowl because I'm going to be washing those. And I'm just taking out everything and getting my mise en place in place. So these are the scallions that I mentioned in my last video. I have some carrots in here and some ginger. And I'm just gonna step away real quick to wash everything off. You can see there's some water in my bowl because I wanted to show you guys that I really did wash my vegetables. But vegetables are my favorite part of any dish. So because this is my first time making this recipe, I have to keep looking back at the recipe card. It requires 2 bowls, 2 sheet pans, and that's the main thing. So right now I'm just working with the first bowl and the first sheet pan. This is the sheet pan that my carrots are going to be roasted on. So I'm just getting it ready because now that I've washed my vegetables, it's time to peel and cut my carrots. So for the life of me, for some reason, I could not find my peeler. I have like 2 vegetable peelers and I don't know where I place it. So I guess I might just have to use a knife. Yeah. So this is probably one of the worst things about cooking for me. It's the prep work. It's the reason why I wish they already came with the food pre-prepped. Like they should do all this for you. Like cut my carrots for me, you know, peel them for me. That would be great. That would make life so much more convenient. But this is also why I feel like the recipe card said it was a quicker prep time, and I just can't for the life of me see how the prep time was so quick for them. So yeah, it took me a long time to prep all these food and to peel these vegetables. So I have to keep looking at the recipe card to figure out what comes next. And I was actually supposed to preheat the oven first. My oven gets really hot, but I'm still going to try to preheat on their temperature. But as I'll find out later, it was a little bit too hot. But now I'm cutting all of the carrots on a bias. I learned that from Anne Burrell. And this is what's going to be roasted on the pan. I'm going to roast it on the pan. The directions say for about 20 to 25 minutes, but because my oven gets really hot, I have a gas oven, I probably could have taken 10 minutes away from it and it would have been just fine. So I probably could have done just 15 minutes or so. But it's really hard to cut these carrots. Like, it's really a little bit dangerous, if I do say so myself. And as I was cutting, I was literally thinking, oh, this is what I hate about cooking. So next, I'm grabbing some olive oil and I'm drizzling it over the vegetables. My favorite thing in the world is roasting vegetables. I don't know why I'm so, like, that to me is cooking. You roast some vegetables, you add some protein, and like, you're done. Put it in the oven, go watch TV, come back, check on it, and you're done. It's literally my favorite thing in the world. After seasoning the carrots with salt and pepper, I am going to place it in the oven, and I'm going to allow the carrots to cook while I prep the rest of the meal. So while the carrots are cooking, I am peeling my ginger, and they want me to mince the ginger, but I really need like a mincer or something, like an automatic food mincer. Like, do they make those things? As you'll see, I'll end up trying to chop it up, but at the very end I added some ginger powder. Just because I wasn't able to mince it as well, and as a result the flavor didn't come through as well. Ginger is not even, so cutting it is very hard. Another reason why I think HelloFresh should add the pre-made food. They should just give me a little container of minced ginger. Everyone will be happy, especially me. So next they want me to trim and thinly slice the scallions, and I have to separate the white scallions from the green scallions. And then it's going to ask me to mince the white scallions, so I am doing that now. Heating up a drizzle of oil over medium to high heat. I'm going to end up adding about half of the ginger that I minced to this pot, and I'm just going to kind of slowly cook it just for a little bit until the flavor starts to come out. So mix. And then after that, they want me to add the rice. And so I'm going to add the rice, but I'm getting my water ready first because I don't want my rice to burn when I add it to the pan. So reading the instructions, what was supposed to happen was I was supposed to add the rice, stir it in, add a little bit of salt, bring it to boil, cover it, and reduce the heat to low. And it was supposed to cook for about 15 to 18 minutes. But once I started moving on to the next stage, I just completely forgot about this little rice. So on the recipe card, the ingredients was a little bit confusing. I thought I got 2-person meal, which I did, but there's also the option for 4-person. So I was like, did they send me enough for 4-person? But turns out, no, they don't. They just sent me enough for the 2-person meal, and I guess you can order it for the 4-person meal, and they would send you extra stuff. Right now it's time to make the meatballs. So now I'm taking the beef out of the container. Like I kind of said earlier or in my last video, I would probably use ground chicken or ground turkey before I did beef. But I'm not gonna lie, like beef is sometimes yummy. It's just not always the healthiest. but there's some health benefits to it. So I'm getting all the animal flesh into the bowl. I say that because I was vegan for a while, so it's still a little bit gross to me. And then I'm going to add the scallions, but the scallion whites. So I had already added half of it before. And then now, oh no, I didn't. This is all the scallion whites and the rest of the ginger. So I had added half the ginger to the rice. So now I'm adding all that stuff. I'm going to add this bulgogi sauce. Oh my gosh, y'all, this sauce is so good. I'm adding a little bit of salt and pepper, and I'm going to mix it together and then create my little balls. Oh, don't forget, I also have to add the panko breadcrumbs. About a tablespoon of bulgogi sauce to the actual meat mixture for the meatballs, and the rest of the sauce I'm going to add later because I'm going to use it after the meatballs have cooked. I'm going to use it to coat the meatballs. Look at me stirring and having good times, not even paying attention to my rice. My rice, somebody get the rice. So I rinsed my pan out and added some olive oil. I'm used to doing that so that food doesn't stick. I don't think that step was necessary though. Now I am rolling my little balls into 1.5 inch meatballs, and I'm placing them on the baking sheet. So this is the good mixture with the scallion whites, the panko, the ginger, and a little bit of the bulgogi sauce. So I'm going to make about, 4, 8, 12 of these. So I placed them in the oven. By now I've turned the oven down from 425 to around 375 just because my oven gets so hot. And I'm going to bake them for anywhere from 14 to 16 minutes. Besides the bulgogi sauce, this is probably my favorite sauce. It's the sriracha crema, and it's basically just sriracha mixed with sour cream. And they say that they want you to mix it to taste. So I put in all of the sour cream because I love the creaminess, and add a little bit of sriracha at a time until I enjoyed the taste, and it was so delicious, so delicious. And then they want you to mix it. Don't ask why I'm mixing it with a knife. I think I was just trying to cut down on utensils used. But you're mixing it, and eventually you're going to start adding a little bit of water, 1 teaspoon at a time, because you want it to kind of be a little bit loose, and you want it to be like drizzling, because you're going to kind of drizzle it over your meal at the end. large bowl, and I'm adding the bulgogi sauce to coat the meatballs. So I'm gonna mix it around in there and get the bulgogi sauce around everything because it is one of the most delicious parts of this meal. Sometimes you have to set it off, and I swear adding these scallions on top, OMG, these scallions were amazing. So I added the scallions, and then later I added some sesame seeds, and that was a perfect topping and perfect addition to this recipe. With roasted carrots, ginger rice, and sriracha crema. The sriracha crema is so good, and the roasted carrots are good. I'm surprised. Yeah, my slicing techniques is not the best, and this is the other. Ta-da! They kind of look the same. These are my little to-go containers. Let me move it up really quickly. But yeah, right? They kind of look the same, don't they? If you squint really hard. Oh wait, don't look at this side. That's not the good side. You see? You see how they're the same? And then these are my little to-go containers for lunch or dinner or whatever meal. So I probably could have made this into 4, but yeah. All right, so this is my first HelloFresh meal. It took me like an hour and 15 minutes to do everything from start to finish. Okay. So this food is pretty good. My rice was a little bit undercooked. So I had to I should have just cooked rice the regular way. I don't know why I was following their instructions. But I like the garlic rice aspect of it. So this does introduce you to new food. Not the garlic rice, the ginger rice. The sriracha crema, like who knew just sriracha and sour cream makes this amazing sauce. And this bulgogi sauce was so good. So maybe if I can even just like buy those sauces, we'll make the sriracha crema, but the bulgogi sauce, if I can find that somewhere, like you know how sometimes the stores have like ginger soy sauce, that would be awesome. This is definitely way better than the meatballs that I made the other day. I didn't think I would like the carrots roasted, but apparently I love roasted carrots. It's so good. I put a bunch of sesame seeds on it at the end because I didn't want to waste anything. The scallions I could have cut better for sure. The just cutting was so annoying. But overall the flavors are all really good, and I can see why people like would want to order something like this, because I did not think that this looked appetizing. I mean, it looked pretty, but I didn't think I was going to taste this good. But it's really this bulgogi sauce, the sriracha crema, and then these roasted carrots are good. Meatballs are fine. I should have really minced the scallions like I was supposed to, but I didn't. And they're slightly, I don't know, they don't look undercooked, but they're soft, so I don't know. But yeah, this is it so far. Everything is yummy.